Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, joined once again by renderXR, creator of the map Nova Arcana. And next area for us to review is the Vertigo Mines. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Thank you for asking.
I like the Vertigo Mines. It was kind of fun.
I really like this area as well. Not only just because I am really a fan of the kind of idea of it, because you wouldn't expect a mine to have
Right,
vertigo or be very open.
right.
So that as a concept is already kind of a fun one.
But yeah, it's got the constant impending doom kind of feel because anytime you get knocked off, I guess basically at this point in the map, like the player would very likely have, at least a cache of ender pearls. So if they keep ender pearls on the bar, that's probably the best way to try to save themselves. Water buckets, there's a few places you might be able to use a water bucket to save yourself, but either falling into the lava or falling onto slabs that now are waterloggable and don't actually kind of like place the water to where they'll break your fall. There's a lot of places where if you fall, you're kind of be dead meat.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, the idea mainly was also that you did in section 2 before free. So with the obelisks, but mainly the mines,
hmm,
the idea that you would fall down, you could fall down on top of um, already conquered stuff. So when you fall down, you don't have to first tackle the area down below.
right.
So I was hoping people would kind of do in section 2 because of that reason
I see.
first.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think I only saw. Well, I haven't seen many people do the vertigo mines yet so far, but I think I've only seen one person actually fall out of it, which is maybe kind of impressive. I'm not sure.
Mm, I've actually seen some really cool water bucket drops
I see.
by Tesh Schneid. He streamed the map as well.
I see. All right.
I like the skeletons bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of skeletons doing all kinds of crazy things over here.
Hmm. So to add to the tension, I also put in like little guys, just zombies with smaller hitboxes,
Right. The little digger.
just to yeah, little there. They're kind of like dwarves, but I figured I wanted a different name than dwarf because um, kind of dwarf is a little bit cliche, I think.
I see. And yeah, they'd be running towards you. I don't think they have enchanted pickaxes, but I imagine it's just like sharpness 1 or 2 or something that they had. I don't think they had any knockback, as I recall.
They're unbreaking too, so actually pretty nice.
I see. So basically, it's loot that the player might want to get their hands on or something.
Yes, it's also with the golems and the fundaments. They have unbreaking 2 on their shields, so they're basically normal shields, but they last longer. So that's why the player
Right.
might want to
Yeah, I did
farm
pick
them.
up 1 or 2 of those shields at some point along the way. I do recall. And
Hmm.
then there are dead drop sandals. You're going to need these.
Me, this is me kind of being sarcastic here.
Right. It's nice that they're iron and feather falling 4. Um, so those are nice
Yeah,
things that you can kind of put together with some of your other stuff. But yeah, if you fall in the lava, the feather falling isn't really going to help.
mm-hmm. And it's also too big of a drop to kind of survive.
Oh, I
So
didn't even think about that. Yeah, even with feather falling 4, we're talking about like 100 blocks or something crazy. So
yeah, and around the 128, feather falling is not gonna save you. Maybe in combination with full protection 4, but
right.
maybe.
All about the ender pearl, or all about just not making the mistake of falling in the first place. And for the most
Yeah,
part,
just don't fall.
yeah, and for the most part, like a lot of these, like these kinds of things that we're stepping across here are usually 3 wide. Like there's definitely places where it goes to 1 wide, but 3 wide ones. Um, I guess the main other thing is basically the random skeletons and mine carts that we're gonna start seeing all over the place. Um, but yeah, 3 wide is usually pretty good for holding on.
I try to avoid 1 wide walkways, or too wide generally as well, that the player has to walk over. When it's kind of when falling is like very much part of the design.
Right.
So like void areas, I will most of the time stick to free ride.
And yeah, I guess even from here it'll be easier to see if I click on the night vision or whatever. But yeah, you've got the crazy skeletons and minecarts who were kind of zooming around the area in a couple of different places, and it wasn't obvious at the beginning where they were coming from. Because it's just kind of the natural flow of the area. You don't actually get over to their spawners until towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of fun in terms of just making the area feel chaotic.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I really like the idea of having them kind of like spiral around, but in the end I just made them go two ways. So there's one going around the north side with the cliffs, and there's one going around the south side, which then goes over the entrance of the area as well.
Right. And in terms of dealing with the skeletons, like there were a couple of different ways that players could deal with it. Like eventually they can get back to the spawners, but it's also the case that since it's just a one wide minecart kind of thing, you can always just find different places to cut it off, break the minecart rails, and they'll just, fall into the lava below.
Mm-hmm. The skeletons are doomed either way.
I guess it's true of a lot of areas, but this area in particular, like, had lots of. I guess this is like a little bucket that's a player head, and lots of little decoration kind of stuff like this scattered around the area to give it some flavor.
People always said I was always very simplistic with my design and like decoration of areas. But I've slowly become kind of more detailed. I've started to use these custom heads more.
Is there just like a repository of custom heads that have different decorations, or?
Yes. I think it's called coal heads.
I see.
I think if you Google that, then you will find it. But
Neat.
there are a number of different ones. I know there's also a set view of vanilla ones that are basically by Mojang reserved.
Right. Yeah, they have like a lot of the basic mobs and different things.
Mm-hmm. Like blazes, cave spiders. So yeah, here you're presented with a choice. The first choice of the area. You can go this way, or you can go this way. This whole area basically is a massive loop, where at the other end of the loop you can go into the big bird cage in the middle, which goes up to the record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can go north or south. Shall we start with the south one?
Sure. And so I think we might have talked about it at some point before, but basically there's like iron blocks like inside the minecart here. And so how did you do that?
There's a tag you can set with minecarts, and a tag you can basically put a block to display on, but it isn't actually in the minecart.
Okay, so it's
if I
just for
destroy
looks.
Yeah, if you destroy the minecart, it doesn't drop the actual block itself.
I see.
Like you said, it's just for looks.
That's cool.
It's a neat thing. I kind of wish it could drop as well. But
Yeah, it could be an interesting vanilla feature if you could put like a block in a minecart. Well, would it be interesting?
it's more for aesthetics.
Yeah, it's just kind of a flavory kind of thing, yeah.
At least make it more integrated in the world. And then here I have a little platform with a spawner, but I still kind of provide a little way to get up.
Oh, I didn't even notice that there actually was a way to parkour up as opposed to just kind of stacking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and you start getting a feel for the tricks of this area because there's lots of these little platforms that have spawners on top.
Yep, and it's all made to feel really, really precarious with one wide kind of hallways.
Yep.
And then ladders close to ledges, like right here. And then when you, kind of like what you said in the crystal mines area, that I tried to make the player feel uncomfortable. So he has to walk around like a little obstacle.
Right. And yeah, especially if you like had, originally missed like the creeper spawner up above or something, and then all of a sudden had a creeper explode. I think that was one of the main real threats here. Like, I didn't find myself getting knocked back from skeletons very often, but an unexpected creeper explosion causing, bits of the floor to disappear away from you was definitely a
Or
constant
yeah,
existential threat.
You just get hurled off the ledge. So then there is a bridge, little bridgey widgy, to one of the central bird cages. And then these have some kind of weird art gallery type build inside with a loot chest at the top.
And in this one, we get various random loot.
Yeah, this is not that great of a chest.
But we get a feel for the type of dungeon. And yeah, these were good. Like, they kind of look interesting and imposing from the outside. And you get a sense of what the gameplay is going to be like, even just judging them from a distance.
I really like transparent buildings, hanging things, just because transparency makes things a lot more interesting to look at and also to play in, because you can see, for example, you can see here another room from the opposite side, but if these were just towers, then
Right.
that would be that would make it a lot less interesting in my opinion.
Right. And also, I mean, just because, again, the way that the areas are all integrated together or whatever, I mean, you can see the crystals, you can see the obelisks. So, yeah, having it all be kind of transparent walls gives constantly visually interesting, as well as also helping kind of keep the player oriented if they want to keep track of kind of north-south kind of stuff.
And here we have a broken bridge. Oh, I really like this platform.
I just lost track of you somehow.
On the opposite side
Okay,
of
I see.
the bridge. Oh,
Oh,
no,
nope, I
you're
saw a
on
little
the
digger. I saw a name tag. There we go.
opposite side of the bridge. Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
So yeah, well, this one actually there's a little anvil on the opposite side,
Oh, yes, I remember this.
and with this one I really tried to trick the player because this gravel is too obvious that it should be a trap, and so go underneath.
TNT.
With observers. Oh, I almost triggered it. So yeah, just some observers to people who think they're smart and see through my quote-unquote trap will actually trigger the trap.
Got it.
And then most of this platform will get blown up.
I'll stand back. Indeed.
Boom, boom. Huh? And while you get over here, a lot of skeletons, of course, shoot at you.
Right. And I think this is a direction I didn't come. I think basically the broken platform deterred me. And so I think I kind of like stopped going around this way and went a different way. And so I don't remember if I actually found that anvil or not, but I definitely saw other people.
Yeah, there are multiple ways to roam this area.
Yeah. And there's also definitely, opportunities to just kind of like make your own bridges when you didn't like what the area was handing you.
So we have, once again, little parkour.
I see. Once again, I did not notice that there was parkour opportunities.
I don't think anyone sees these.
I see.
And then there's an upper platform with some loot and some lapis even.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, and a Fortune 1 pick. That's a decent chest.
How kind of you.
I
Oh, and
do
then the
not
enchanted
even...
tools mobs.
Ah, yes.
So these
So
guys,
there's enchanted tool mobs and there's enchanted armor mobs, and when they're both silent
right?
and they're harder to see. At least the sword guys are.
Right.
So these are kind of more stealthy mobs that kind of attack you when you least expect it.
And I feel like the
They
lore,
also
I don't know if there's supposed to be lore or whatever, but like we're in the mines, and so it's like the ghost of the dead miners who are still walking around with their tools or something.
exactly they're kind of like haunted tools, just like the haunted armor.
Right. So yeah, that was another place where I kind of appreciated just the attention to detail in terms of like some custom mobs that fit the area design.
Mm-hmm. That's always one of my favorite custom mob design, where they actually feel like they're part of the area and unique.
And these guys, it looks like, oh no, there is an axe on the head. I was like, I only see two tools, but it's because the third one is currently stuck in the ceiling, and so it was hard to see. I thought I remembered there were
Yes,
three tools together.
so it's an invisible zombie, having a sword in its main hand, a shovel in its offhand, and on top of its head there's a axe. So effect, clear, adds E, range, wait, no distance, 10, visibility. So yeah, this is what they look like without the invisibility.
Right. Haunted tools.
The tools.
Neat.
So yeah, you can put anything on their head slot, and if it's an item, it will basically get put on top of it.
Right. Yeah, I remember I experimented with that at some point in the past when I was trying to test out the idea of rather than having, you know, you have enemies who have, 1 in 4 chance of dropping an X, like rather than it just being a chance, like actually having the X displayed on their head. And so, like, if you saw 4 zombies, this one has an apple on its head, and so it's the one that's going to drop an apple, kind of thing. So the players could target particular mobs they wanted to kill if they wanted to, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. So they know in advance not to kill with lava.
Right.
Because everybody uses lava buckets. I don't think actually that's not used that much anymore. Probably because of how slow the gameplay is if you now use lava buckets.
Yeah. I feel like can't think of a ton of areas in this map where you had kind of like a good downhill where you could really, use the lava to get a giant advantage also. Um, I guess there's some areas in Verde Passage maybe.
I guess, yeah. Maybe in the spider area.
But yeah, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
yeah, lava buckets. I don't remember if I ever intentionally put lava in a bucket to fight anything during the map. I probably did at least once or twice, but yeah, kind of not fun. In any case, we saw adminium tools from afar when we were going around a part of the fundaments, and then over here, relatively hidden. It's another thing with the adminium tools.
I tried to also put this one a bit hidden. We have unbreakable tools.
And bedrock.
And bedrock, which is fun for multiplayer.
It's a double-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the unbreakable tools, I remember I used some of these tools for like farming bamboo or different things back home in the base. And I imagine if you put efficiency 3 on the stone pickaxe, like just having an unbreakable efficiency 3 pickaxe wouldn't be bad. But the fact that it was stone tools, like, made it not overpowered, which is probably what you're going for.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to give out an infinite weapon or infinite tool.
And I guess it's also good. I didn't make a grinder, but I guess if you made a grinder or whatever, like having at a minimum 1 sharpness sword means you can kill a bunch of zombies and farm up whatever you're trying to farm.
Mm-hmm. And this item is for basically kind of a setup for a later area. I was hoping people would think, okay, a Bane of Half-Pot sword, I might need that in the future.
I see. It was true that it would become useful in the future. Can you put efficiency on swords these days?
No.
Okay. Because, yeah, I remember once upon a time, these types of swords would also have efficiency, so they'd cut through the cobwebs faster. But I guess now that's the realm of the shears instead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shears are the main cutting tool for webs. So somewhere over here, yeah, you can go down right here.
I keep seeing motion and it's not you. Let's see. There you are. No, that's a skeleton as well. There you are.
Yeah, zoof. So yeah, down here. I think I'm a bit lagged as well.
I don't think I found this place to walk down, actually. I think I must have gone another way or skipped a section or something. Oh, there's a ladder here. Okay.
There's also a ladder.
Okay.
So you can either use this kind of cobble thing,
Right.
I guess the minecart way, or you can use the ladder. And then you get pestered by skeletons on the way.
Right. Yes, I remember getting over towards this area where you had to run across the bridges while the skeletons were shooting at you. Were one of the few places that the skeletons were really harassment. Oh, are you going to do something clever as a way to suffocate them that I didn't think of and didn't see anybody else think of either? That's clever.
They will not be able to see you, and you can just suffocate them that way.
I'm going to have to remember that for future minecarty areas like this. Because that's really good. And it also is just like, it's fun to be mean to skeletons, so you also win the being mean to skeletons.
They deserve it.
Yeah.
I think there was something in these ferni. Oh, there's a bucket. There's 2 buckets.
You're standing on 2 buckets.
Well, yeah. Usable buckets. I'm a bucket head now.
That's right. Very handsome.
A bit hot. Hot-headed, even.
Indeed. And is this the source of the skeletons over here? Yeah.
Yes. So these are the only 2 spawners with spawn data that's exact coordinates, if I remember right.
Okay. And I guess you need them so that they fall exactly onto the minecart rails to start their journey into this crazy place.
Yes, because minecarts are very hard to properly control.
I see.
Okay, kind of like TNT. You do not know how they're gonna behave.
Speak of the devil.
Go everywhere.
And I guess these are on a range probably of like 100 blocks again or something crazy?
100 is exactly what they're on.
Okay. So pretty much anywhere that the player is in the area, and sometimes even like from down below, some of these minecarts will start spawning and there'll be skeletons having the time of their lives.
Mm-hmm. Like a roller coaster of death.
So yeah, I think I came around from the other direction, but it was definitely the case that, yeah, the last little bit getting over to where their spawners were was the most difficult bit. And then when I finally got a chance to take them out, it was such a relief.
It makes the whole area feel a lot tamer and less stressful when you finally get rid of them.
Right. Although even after you turned off the spawner, like, it was usually the case that there were still like 24 of them, you know, that had been left around the map and they're still going around, or yeah, so you could either
Yes.
break some of the
The
minecart
roads are
rails.
actually designed so they would just all instantly always get thrown off, but that doesn't always happen. They always seem to pile up because mobs would stand too close to the actual rail and
Cause them to like
actually
bounce
make,
off.
yeah, like this one's gonna bounce back.
Right,
We're just gonna stand still.
right. And then on top of it, I guess also like if the skeleton like wants to move in a direction, like I presume he can also, if he's like stopped and standing still, like start going in a direction.
I am not sure if they're able to do that.
Oh, okay. I did not recall.
That would be interesting, because the player can do that for sure.
Right. If mobs could still do that. And then, yeah.
Stairs here and slabs to make them not suffocate. Yeah, these minecarts just randomly stop moving. Nice game, oh yeah. Oh, maybe. Oh, it's because I destroyed the thing. Never mind. I said nothing.
Oh, the redstone's turned off. Got it. Yep.
So we're here already on the other side, other part of the loop. Because where the spawners are, it kind of already goes to the objective. And this is the part where all the resources are still not mined out.
So it actually is a mine.
Who would have thought a mine had resources? So yeah, it's just some basic platforming with some mean skeleton placement.
Right.
I love you.
Yep. I remember this. And yeah, this was again one of the few places where it was running across some one wide bridges, and so it was like maybe I would try to get a spider to spawn, shoot a few of them off the platform, and then just make a run for it and parkour to go break the spawner. But yeah, it was good just to have a couple little sections where you really needed to be brave.
Yeah, just a couple sections. If you do it everywhere, it might get tedious pretty quick. So if you do it here and there, it's more acceptable and also will kind of contrast the gameplay better. So have a combination of wide platforms and smaller platforms. And then everybody's favorite broken ladder.
Right. And you're down on a very kind of narrow ledge at this point. Before we go down to where the emerald is, I seem to recall that if you want to fly way over this way...
Okay, I'm following you.
Where is it exactly?
The diamonds and gold?
No, there was in someone else's playthrough. It was over here. I talked about night vision potions in the map, and I think maybe the only night vision potion that you gave out in a chest. Was it here?
This chest.
Is it? Yeah, in this chest right here. And so I imagine, I don't actually know, if you use the night vision potion here, we're actually too far away to actually see the emerald, aren't we?
Which you can see from here with night vision. There's something on the wall.
I see some amethyst over there, yeah. And is that where you find like the secret other entrance into the diamond crazy thing that you were just talking about?
Yes.
Ah, I see. So
You
yeah.
have some spiders that could make some nice noise
Yep.
if you stand underneath them.
So this was a secret that I did not find.
And you find the hidden well of money.
Neat. And so is there a skylight in here?
Yeah, there's one skylight just falling precisely on the diamonds too.
I see. And this one doesn't even
Creates
have any stained glass, it looks like. So it's got like a nice, bright, sky-colored light. Really making it stand out. And also, unlike other areas like this, I guess this one was sufficiently secret. Like, I don't think there's any traps in here, right? This is just like, you earned it. Free money.
This is a lot of free money. So, good amount. And then in the opposite corner, there's a weird weird kind of cave with a weird drop and ominous spider webs. Which, yeah, it basically goes into one of the other areas.
Yep. All right, but we'll get to that area later.
You cannot really see it from the other side.
Right.
Because of the webs in the way.
Yep. It's definitely a Metroidvania one-way style shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, I didn't see that there, but yeah, I guess you. I remember in Myriad Caves, you did a thing where you gave a person a night vision potion, and then there was something they could spot on the wall to find a secret.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking it might be the same thing here with the emerald, but yeah, because I didn't see the emerald from over here. I think people with brighter screens maybe could, but yeah, definitely if you had night vision, the platform that we were originally coming from, you could definitely see the emeralds in the wall.
Mm-hmm. This one is really dark actually because of the redstone torch. Yeah, this is better.
Yeah, that might be too much light, but like, yeah, maybe if the torch were a little bit more recessed or whatever, like it might be the perfect amount to draw the player's eye.
Maybe a blue torch.
But yeah, if you didn't see it coming from farther away, then just in the process of exploring the whole area, you'd eventually come down here and be like, aha! In addition to all the other ores, which there are a lot of, there's tons of iron here in the wall. And there's some coal down on the platform. And then there's all the emeralds.
Mm-hmm. And even if you don't see it right away, if you put a lot of torches down and you walk away and then later you're looking for it, then the lights that you put down
right, yeah.
show, hey, there's emerald ore.
Yep.
So you might find it that way.
And yeah, this was another case of by the time you're in intersection 2 and especially intersection 3, if you wanted iron, you were handing out tons of iron. So the player was not going to be starved with this resource anymore. And I like that in general, is that you just gave out tons of resources if the player wanted to work for it once you're this late in the map.
Yep.
And
it's always crazy seeing groups of 10 people play these maps.
Oh, right.
That sometimes does happen.
So yeah,
they do need resources.
And then you had the cute player heads and crazy mine carts that it's like, ooh, there's nice stuff here. And then you come down here, but like the sign says, so close, yet so far.
Mm-hmm. I try to kind of just psych out the player here.
Tempt to taunt.
Them.
Yep.
I don't think I saw anybody really get annoyed by this. I think there's actually skeleton spawners here.
Yeah, I remember this being somewhat dangerous. I think there's...
it's behind the money.
Oh, there's skeletons falling off the minecart rails up here. Wow, okay, I did not realize that there was this kind of like falling action where they're on the top layer up here, and then they can hit, and they can fall down, and they fall down onto this layer over here and start going this way. I don't think I realized just how roller coastery it was.
I really tried to just bring them all over without making the least amount of bends, because every bend gives them opportunity to get stuck.
I see.
So over here we have the cliffside. Wait. Over here. So you would normally come if you go to do you know where the blocks chest is?
Hold on, I'm just gonna TP to you.
Oh, that's better. So yeah, normally you would come from this way.
I just need to get reoriented. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Is the entrance like over here? So this is where we had the original choice. Okay, yep, got it. Okay, great.
Yes.
So you come through here.
Mm-hmm. And then you find a blocks medium chest.
Very nice.
It's one of the only ones in the map. At least this far in. Yeah, some most welcome logs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can go down.
Right. Skeletons, TNT.
One way.
Or skeletons. Spiders, I think I remember, and creepers.
And this is kind of a bottleneck because you get a lot of creepers and you get the haunted tools right after you.
Right.
So most players will try to walk up again and try to fight things that way. Which is very precarious.
And if you had a flame bow, be careful. Wouldn't want to hit the TNT.
Mm-hmm. Efficiency 4 pickaxe, which could go well with an unbreakable pickaxe if you would ever find one, for some reason.
Indeed.
This creeper has become one with the coal. It's a coal creeper.
That actually, it's so weird looking. Like, I guess you can see the creeper body just kind of poking out at the bottom.
Yeah.
I was trying to imagine
it's
like
almost
there's
like
some way to just create like a top half of a mob.
It's almost like a turret. If it could like shoot, and then if it didn't have legs either, and you could retexture it maybe.
Right.
Anyway, and to create to make these ledges more interesting, I put some big rocks of coal around, and then some containers. These weird little kind of huts,
Right.
kind of big containers that are filled with coal and other resources. I kind of stack them on top of each other.
Right. So yeah, once again, it's a mines, making it feel more.
Miney.
Yeah.
It's I guess pretty straightforward. And then there's also a path from, let me see, right here.
Right. I think I never came down here, maybe. So there was this ladder down.
The ladder is put in such a way that you kind of only approach it from the other side.
Yeah.
Kind of on the wrong side here for the player to really notice. So this is mainly a path to get up to here from the place. This lava bucket, I put this here kind of as an idea that maybe some construction worker put some lava up there and then still had another bucket left. And then was like, oops, I'm just gonna walk away. I didn't do this.
Oh, I see. Like the lava just burned out the bridge, and so that's why the broken bridge section is here.
Yeah. Kind of like the miner was like, oops, I didn't do it. And then he walked away.
So yeah, coming down in here, it seems to me that there were some difficult enemies somewhere around here. Maybe it was more the haunted tool guys, or maybe it was something else. Got some little diggers.
Tool guys, there's some little diggers, and there's some creepers.
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Are they high up? Yeah. I think I saw this get somebody. But yeah, this whole back hallway, yeah, I missed. Because I guess it's just kind of like connecting to the lower areas eventually.
Mm-hmm. And some more containers. Some piles of TNT. And a cool vista on an upcoming castle if you didn't explore this yet. On the opposite side.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
And from here, you could probably take out a few of these ghasts.
All right, you're better aim than I would be. Nice work.
I just hit the ghast, but not the actual...
Oh, okay. You're still probably a better aim than I would be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there was even more
Mm,
to this area than I realized. The fact that the mines, I guess, basically connect downstairs, um, and have kind of like the two different loops around or whatever. Like this ended up, I mean, there's a lot of big areas in the map, but this ended up, I guess, just because of the way that it hangs in the sky, like feeling really big.
I can see that, especially with all the chains everywhere and it being very open. It feels very big. Even though the actual area when I made it, I was kind of scared it was going to be too small.
It's weird because, like, if I come from the very entrance where we come back from intersection 3 and I'm just like flying through the map, like, it's a long way to like fly across. Um,
Hmm. It's very kind of flat. Like it doesn't go up, it doesn't go down too much.
right, yeah, it mostly kind of has, yeah, like 2 or 3 levels that are kind of hanging here in the sky. Yeah, I guess it's because, yeah, there's just so much physical, like, space, 3D blocks, but most of it's air. But like all that air almost gives the area weight in terms of just like the massive size it feels.
Hmm.
So here's another bird
Then
cage.
this is the kind of the hardest part of the dungeon. Is the intent? I think there's a
Yeah.
secret here.
I thought it was like a spawner, maybe. No, it is a secret chest.
Some feather boots and regen potions.
Regen potions are nice. Feather boots feel like a
Hmm.
taunt.
They're useful if you didn't have the iron ones.
I suppose. Who would fall? And so yeah, once again, this was one of the last areas. Uh, well, was it? I don't remember, but for whatever reason, I was feeling brave when I was in this area. So I came up like the first couple bits of steps, and I was like, okay, there's one way to do this, and it's to Leroy Jenkins it. So I drank some potions or some mushroom stew or whatever I had on me at the time, and I just went.
Berserk. Brian went berserk.
And that ended up being the correct strategy.
It really does. With this area, if you are too slow, you spawn too many mobs, and it just starts raining mobs.
Yep. Was it like this that you had to stack up?
Yeah,
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was
I
something you
don't
had
do
changed. I
that.
didn't remember that.
I don't do that too often, but I do enjoy it when a map maker says, "Just make your own way."
Hmm.
It's this kind of a game about breaking and building blocks. So, and then I made the when you actually get up
Yes.
and you have
So
to
this
fight
is
again. I
nice.
made it safe.
Again, yeah, when you get to the top of a ladder, like you're protected, you're not immediately under attack. But if you're doing the smart thing is to get out here and run, 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 run.
Hmm. And there's a lot of just weird platforms going on, so you get a little bit confused on where to go.
Yep. And yeah, I think you can also like be like lucky or unlucky in terms of which staircase up you happen to take. And then of course it's a render, so of course there has to be this. And I don't remember if this got me at all in terms of these ledges that you can't easily walk across.
Yeah, they kind of remind me. I like to call these things a spider barbecue because they're kind of like a grill,
Oh yeah,
and
okay.
I always put spiders on top of them because they're pretty big. I could also make it dots, like make it like this. That would make it
Right.
even harder, I guess.
That would definitely make it harder, I think. It does also change the behavior of any mobs from further up who might be falling down. Like they'd be half as likely to actually fall in a block like a creeper or something. I'm not sure if that's good or bad.
Hmm. This roster is actually also kind of to catch the player that falls down.
Right. So yeah, if you fall down, you only fall down this far rather than falling down the whole way, probably.
Hmm.
But yeah, I remember
If
just
you look
running, running,
down,
running, lighting, breaking the occasional spawner, and then at some point I turned around and I'm like, oh, it's the objective.
Oh,
Hooray!
yeah, it's the end. And we're right at the top of the world now. If you look down, you might get some frame lag because you can see a lot of areas from this point. So the renderer kind of loads everything below you.
I see.
But yeah, this is Zeal.
So yeah, I found this to be a fun one, but I had good equipment and was a little bit fortunate, I think, on my run up, not to take an extra fall or to get too slowed down or bogged down. Because yeah, definitely if you if you fell along the way, there'd be a lot of mobs down here to deal with, and it would probably just constantly be getting worse as you try to go back up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, kind of in the
Yes.
last third of the map, like I kind of like final dungeon areas that basically just threaten to get worse and worse and worse. Maybe not all the time, but a couple of them.
Brian became more confident.
Yeah.
I really try to make the areas kind of skill up in terms of feeling difficult. So that's where some map makers kind of not completely deliver, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
Where some of the first parts of the map feel really hard, and then you get to the end and you just feel unstoppable, and the areas never actually feel like they're getting more difficult.
I see. Well, yeah, you did a good job in this map, I think, of there were two really big difficulty spikes toward the end. I felt like we're not there yet, but the thing that leads to intersection 4, the first castle area, was really difficult. And then
Uh-huh.
the very final area was like another step up in difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciated that because it also, yeah, we talked at the beginning or whatever, like you tend to make big, long maps, and oftentimes, like, I'm not ready to play that long, but the fact that the difficulty spikes happened or whatever, like, kept me more engaged toward the end of the map.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of the peaks and valleys in terms of attention span or difficulty. So yeah, at the start of the map, you start kind of with very easy areas, and it kind of builds up,
Mm-hmm.
and then you kind of drop the difficulty again, and then you kind of up it again and make it a little bit higher, the difficulty, so it becomes a little bit more exciting than the last peak, and then you kind of drop it down again, and then yeah, you basically up it again. And usually in the last area, I like to make those really difficult. Or at least, yeah, I used to a lot. And then this will be basically the end.
All right, so there's your difficulty curve graph. Now everybody knows
Mm-hmm.
render secret.
Don't steal them. I trademarked it. I have lawyers, you know. I guess we can get back to intersection 3.
Did we really do everything? I feel like there's like a birdcage we didn't do or something. Did we go through all of them?
I guess we didn't go through this one. Can TP to me?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. This one had some spiders, and I guess just some loot, I guess.
Yeah, it's the lounge.
Right.
Nothing too special.
Okay. And this one was accessible like from somewhere near the very beginning, I think. Well, yeah, trying to figure out where the beginning and how you get to different places. I might have like pillared up or jumped across from
So,
somewhere.
so the beginning, if you look at me, the
Uh-huh.
beginning is that way.
Right.
Oh, there's something we.
There's lapis over here?
Yeah, so from.
From this ladder I never came down, right?
Yeah, if you have a nice and bright screen. Oh, there's actually some torches here.
Oh, wow. Okay.
can see some lapis.
Yeah, actually, in theory, I could have seen that if I'd actually come down this ladder and been looking.
Slacker, slacker. I mean, hmm. Oh yeah, there's also this little ledge over here that's easy to miss.
Bob, the ground crusher. Hello, Bob. The shovel?
This is one of the joke names where I was like, what's like the least, what's like the most stupid name to
Instead
name
of
to,
Calamity
like,
Crusher of Canyons, it's Bob.
just Bob. It also felt kind of like a construction worker name.
Yeah, Bob the Builder kind of thing.
Bob the Builder, yeah.
And so where is this going or connecting, or I guess nowhere. There's just like a hanging ledge above.
There's a thingy-majigger here. Again, easy to miss.
Let's see. Yeah, I think really, and I need to keep this in mind, and yeah, like you can also keep this in mind in terms of places that you want to do like more secrets. That basic kind of idea where basically you're in an area, there's lots of buildings and other cluttered around, and then there's a pole like this that if you walked around to the other side, there's a ladder that goes down somewhere, but if you happen not to walk around, you just would completely miss it. It could be a way to hide stuff in plain sight, I suppose.
Yes, that's also one of the reasons I kind of avoid ladders, unless I think they were really obvious. But ladders are really easy to miss.
I guess you could put them on glass or barrier block. Can you put ladders on glass? Minecraft has all kinds of weird. Doesn't allow you to put X and Y.
What you can do is actually do something like this. And this way it screams, hey, there's a glass thing. What's the glass thing for? You look down the glass and then you see the ladder.
Right.
Because you walked over to the glass.
Right. The typical kind of, yeah.
You can now.
Okay. I mean, undoubtedly, you know, if you build a map that uses that mechanic, they'll just change it in the next version.
I didn't know ladders had a texture on the back either.
Oh, yeah, this is a rare opportunity to witness the back of a ladder. Doesn't look all that different from the front of the ladder. Guess it's a little bit darker. Is it? I'm not sure that it is. It might be the same.
I think that's lighting.
All right.
It's an interesting aesthetic. It's kind of like blinds in front of a window.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it's kind of like hanging, you know, vertical blinds with the little horizontal slats.
Building tips with Render and Lorgon 111.
That's right. It's exactly what people signed up for when they came to see this video.
Well, it's also in the descriptive of your description of your channel name, right? Building tips. And that kind of looks like a basketball hoop.
I can see that too. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, there were a bunch of nooks and crannies in this hanging mine that I failed to discover. But yeah, it was also the case at the stage of the map that basically if I found the objectives, I was ready to go. And I found the objectives, so I was ready to go.
There's secrets everywhere, just for people who look everywhere, basically.
Indeed.
I don't think there's anything else that we might have missed.
I also, another thing I like about the just kind of open style and the fact that you can see all the areas from different spots, as it got later in the map and I was getting toward the end and at this point like had lots of ender pearls, I was willing to just kind of like have fun with it or whatever. And so I think at some point when I was finished with the vertigo mines and I was way over on that edge and it's like, well, I could try to walk all the way back here or I could just throw an ender pearl down to Submarine City. And so it makes for
Yeah, that's more
fun,
fun.
kind of alternate ways to travel. And I guess people could make
Hmm.
water bucket elevators to get up and down and different kinds of things as well.
Yeah, I enjoy the openness more in the sense of yeah doing that because it gives more freedom on what to do than having enclosed separated dungeons.
Right.
Although that still has its charm as well. So not everything. I'm not gonna make everything open all the time.
Right.
Ding, ding.
All right. Well, that was the Vertigo Mines for the folks on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed it. And for the folks on Twitch, stick around, and we will probably continue on to the Obelisk 7 version.
Yes, stick around.